Today is the 4th. Is the 4th? What's the date today? It is the 4th. Friday, the 4th of January, 2019. So it's the first Friday in the new year. And I really wasn't going to do a live tonight because I was leaving that room for all those who suddenly doing a lot of live videos. And I'm giving them room to run. But then I realized that if the PP don't come out and bring up the issues and talk about the issues, all who making live videos wouldn't know what to talk about. So I had to come out and cut track for Guti to run. So share the video, spread the video, call out everybody, let me light it up. Yeah?
Hey, Senior! You see anything that you have fast, yeah?
I nearly do the video live from on a toilet like Trevor Sayers because he gets 700,000 views. And if it takes sitting on a toilet to get the story out, to get the information out, to wake Trinidadians up, the next live video will be coming from the toilet.
You must know that. Big pocket and blue money in the pocket. You don't see that, Senior? No, man.
But it wasn't Mexico that they was talking about. They were Trinidadians, show the whole Colorado thing. They get living like lords, but they want to live there like kings.
After they get a little money in the pocket, they hide in Canada. And when you miss them scam and them, you're somewhere in Panama. Going to Panama. I got to go to Panama. What is it they have over there? Making Trini just go clear. Some say that they call it I don't like those dogs, so I take me a walk. I don't like to stick around. I'm not
Stop the passport.
Panama, here I come. Some say that they call it Some call it I have
If Philip Edward Alexander and the Progressive Empowerment Party didn't start asking where the money from the pitch lake going, where the money from the pitch lake going, what going on with the pitch lake, who have an idea what going on with the pitch lake, who own the pitch lake, not one stunting jackass from either the PNM or the UNC bring this up either outside or inside the parliament. They hide this. Call members and Hawaii, read, budget after budget, nobody account, not one of them account for pitch lake money. It is we that light it up, that force them to go and concoct some kind of fake Chinese deal that we're going to deal with, put us in office. We're going to take China before the Hague because today a foreign news company come down here and do a thing on We Pitch Lake. We Pitch Lake. And they're talking about we have money to get from We Pitch Lake, but we ain't seeing no money yet. And I'm telling you, the program, I want China to hear me. We will take you before the Hague. This empire, all they're building, 1.4 million people, we will defend this country, friend. If it wasn't for the Progressive Empowerment Party, look now, if it wasn't for the, I ain't just talking about the small live video makers, I'm talking about the actual news media. I'm talking about the actual government. From January 18, 2017, Progressive Empowerment Party is the only organization talking about securing the nation's borders. Secure the borders, secure the borders. We say day one, week one, job one, secure the borders, end the drug trade, end the gun trade, end the human trafficking. Manning knew because the Maritime Security Wall document that was placed in the Ministry of National Security that on Stuart Young desk there since Manning days. Manning refused to do it. Pandey refused to do it. Kamala refused to do it. And Rowley ain't doing it. A Progressive Empowerment Party government will deal with that. 2, no more bullshit No more stunting. If we are a narco state and we have drug barons in this country, turn on the light and flush them out like cockroach. Let's have the showdown. All who think that they're so bad that you're bigger than the government will show you otherwise. It is time to treat Trinidad and Tobago like the nation state, sovereign nation state that it is. But Kate Rowley is the prime minister now. And while we're distracted by rushing to get license sticker for your car, we'll talk about that bullshit a little bit. Why we not asking Keith Christopher Mugabe Sabga Rowley, king of the infidels, Lord High Deceiver, first black Syrian, why you are not securing the porous borders and allowing Trinidad and Tobago to continue to be an international pipeline for drug trafficking in the billions of dollars. Keith Rowley, plenty talk, plenty talk. Meet me outside, meet me inside, meet me on top, meet me below. Plenty bullshit. You and Rudal know to stunt for the freaking camera. Why you not securing the borders? Or let's send Gary Griffith to frustrate Gary Griffith, picking up illegal guns on the ground and guns coming in with all them drugs that running in the country and all the US. You see, the Drug Enforcement Agency told me 15 years ago, Philip, it's not cocaine that is bringing Trinidad, you know. It's containers of washing machine, tire, label, sugar, label. Listen now, it label all kind of thing. Air conditioned parts, it label all kind of thing. And when you open the box, it's US dollars. US dollars packed on pallets. Cocaine money that they send to Trinidad to wash. More than anything, this is an international narco dollars laundry, and I challenge the Prime Minister and that stunting jackass, that gargoyle of a Minister of Finance we have, call members. I challenge you to say otherwise. I challenge you to prove otherwise, because the entire country, punch drunk and browbeaten, everybody know they have something called the alternate economy in this country. Everybody talking about it for donkey years. All you come and all you go, stunt for people, send them to get cheap ham, and then send them to riot like jackass to get their license sticker. Keep playing with the people. What the old people say, night is run till day catch it, you know. You're going to run out of stunts. You must run out of stunts. I watching. We have time. I see the UNC say today that they get a Zeppo that a snap election coming. We don't know that. We don't have 36 shadow MPs ready to rumble. Our candidates ready to move. We have internationally based, top of the line Trinbagonians who are capable of doing a much better job than the PNM and the UNC combined. And all them little chihuahua, all them little watchmen, they send some Manchurian candidates into the PEP, you know, to sit down in the office, to join in the party, to come and be members of the team, to lie down in our proverbial beds, to detonate themselves at the right time to want to join the UNC. Under no circumstances will we even consider at any point in time picking between the two evils. In our esteem, neither the PNM nor the UNC qualify as a lesser evil. Evil is ultimately intrinsically evil, and both the PNM and the UNC have massive questions to answer, and prime ministers could face jail. It is time the people of this country wake up to the reality. Hear the song I open with? David Rudder sang this song in 1985. Do the arithmetic. Look how long they thief in Trinidad. Big businessman, and racing was he gave. They used to call some kind of ambassador. I really don't know. But this Papi Show land, nearly everything is a Papi Show. In this Papi Show land, nearly anything is a Papi Show. In the international media today, British media looks at Trinidad and Tobago's Ghost Guard. When I call it out, the whole Kelshaw family vex with me. But all you could vex till all your eyeball bust. I have more time with friend and former friend and people who say, but boy Phil, we know you. Listen, I jump in this shit to put myself at risk to save my country. Not to link up like Kirkwaite and Abdullah. Them in the link up friggin' business. The Progressive Empowerment Party here for one reason. To rescue this country. When the Kelshaws vex, it's because they know 9 boat park up. 9 boat park up in Chagaramas tonight. The British media, Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, has been referred to as the Ghost Guard in a report which looked at possible piracy issues and rising crime in Trinidad and Tobago as a result of the growing black market trade with Venezuela. Come on! Come on! This is the pimple on the back of the actual monstrosity that is the drug trade, the gun trade, the US trade. A DEA agent sat on British gas platform and wrote in early 1990 in the Wall Street Journal of all things. He said facetiously, sarcastically, sardonically, ironically, cynically, he said that more marine craft pass between the South American mainland and Trinidad and Tobago every night, more than were involved in the Normandy invasion. Those of you who are way too young to know and way too glib to care, the Normandy invasion is where 10,000 ships went across the channel and rescued the world from Nazi Germany. But that's another story. For him to write and say that, of a country, this country, that spends $9 billion a year, understand that number, $9,000 million a year. That is bigger. Our national security budget is bigger than the total operating budgets of islands in the Caribbean. So we've spent in the last 10 years alone, just Rowley and Kamala, $90 billion. $90,000 million. We've spent the equivalent, $1 billion can build 100,000 houses. So we spent the equivalent of 9 million houses. This is Trinidad and Tobago. This is the kind of money that we spend on national security. But you could jump in a pirogue, drive to Venezuela, load up a chemical device, load up a shipload of cocaine and guns, load up Venezuelan prostitutes, offload Trinidad kidnapped, trafficked women. You could do all of this. And when you dock back in Cedros, you know who to look for to hand them the pipe, not blues, greens, American dollars, because that's what they want. They want US. Cedros name. Cedros is named in a British media article. Today, two PEP policies. Today, 2 Progressive Empowerment Party issues. The pitch rake in America, the secured borders in Britain, all in the media, exposing the UNC and the PNM for the shit snake imitators. Listen, we've never had government. And the fact that the people were fooled into believing that black and Indian politics was somehow a way to something, that if you get a jumpsuit with the reflectors, because PNM in power, you're linked. All of them who march with Rowley, all of them who drag the effigy through town with Roger, all of them that play those games and stunt for them because Kamala's still eating nice. And when Kamala was Prime Minister, Rowley was eating nice. And the same contract mafia, the same financiers, the same whatever you want to call them, eat as big and as hard, regardless of if the PNM or the UNC in office, and all you on the ground, dumb and stupid, ignorant and fighting, talking bullshit about we time now. In this papi show land, everything is a papi show.
They say he had a riding partner, they call this partner the old. I finished the movie line when I reached the next verse. One be like, I go to Panama. I got to go to Panama. What is it they have over there? Making things just gone clear. Some say that they go with some say that it's better. Them talking about me. I don't like no talk.
which crossed 500 in 2018, connecting this to an influx. Keith, Christopher Mugabe, Sabga Rowley, Faris, Johnny Sukaran, Silky Draws, Al Rawi, Stuarty Boy, Stuart Young. Your stepdaughter was in the cocaine business, so you have to know this too. All of you, you are the Prime Minister Rowley, you are the Attorney General Sukaran, you, Stuarty Boy, are Minister of about 15 different things, but one of them I understand is national security. The three of y'all are worth the freaking weight your way. Because this is happening. People who not in Trinidad and Tobago talking about the corruption and the criminality operating in Trinidad and Tobago because of you. Where once pirates had sidelines in smuggling rum and spices, today they traffic Venezuelan guns and Colombian cocaine into Trinidad, fueling a gang violence problem that already puts the more nervous tourists off a visit. This year, Trinidad and Island of fewer than 1.4 million people has seen more than 500 murders. So you tell me, the average citizen in Trinidad and Tobago, the average person, you who think you're safe, you who living in Bayshore, that running to give Polonais, Aboud Polonais, Ada, running to give that heifer your $350 to buy she remote control for she gate, she still putting up sign, you know. She said, Rowley does eat curry in my house. Rowley does come and tear my sada and dip. She and Polonais playing the ass for people and bad talking me because I raising the issue that you're not supposed to be able to secure a street in this country, especially a vital artery like Bayshore that could be an escape route in case somebody trying to carjack, hijack or kidnap you. Polonais should know his family Natalie get kidnapped same way. Same freaking way. And it's this Trinidad and Tobago, this country where people think that if you have a gated community, you're safe. If you have a security guard, you're safe. The owner of Amalgamated Security owns the largest private army in Trinidad and Tobago, and his mother-in-law had visitors Christmas Day in her kitchen. Nobody safe. You can't build enough gate. You can't have enough gun. The country broken, upside down, twist wrong, inside out. We have 700,000 people who don't give a shit about one shot, one kill because they're hungry. I seen all your talking, bumping all your gums about the woman who get catching Massey. I see all your bumping all your gums and talking hard, but line up in 1% store who thieving hundreds of millions of dollars and spending. Because all this stupid. All they don't know how to respect yourself and respect one another. Nobody is saying theft is anything that to be proud of. But when our people in a country this wealthy reach the thieving food, something really wrong. And if we can't see it for the alarm bell that it is, and judging that poor black woman sit down there with she sandwich and she half a juice and she pack a garlic and she cauliflower and she 2 Maggi seasoning, that don't sound like she was thieving to go and open a parlor. That sound like she was going and feed somebody. I watched that woman, she sit down there and take all your picture, man. She didn't care. She had a 1,000-yard stare that the people who go to wars have. She must be try everything, and we judge so easy. I watch people who beg, oh gosh, Philip, give Stuart Young stepdaughter all blind and give she a ease now. She young and she make a mistake with her. How much $1 million worth of cocaine in she house? That we see in videos, strapped and getting on like a ghetto princess. Give she a blind. But this black Nubian queen that you see sit down inside there that had no choice but to reach inside a Massey store to thief. Because we've corralled our people. We've taken food out of their mouth and put food behind the glass. And you either dance for massa or you will get anyway. That is Eric Williams, Ride or Die, Johnny O. Them used to go and bull little prostitute on the Chinaman boat. Eric Dirty Stinking Williams. They used to go in President's house with Ellis Clark, stand up on the balcony and piss down in the garden and laugh. smoking cigar. I know. I have family members who was there. I know this country stink and dirty. The neo-colonialists take over from the colonialists just to come and pretend. And you know what was worse? Imitation Massa was worse than Massa. But this man is singing about Johnny O. Johnny O thief so much, they can't finish count it yet.
But you see the young man here that could have how we set up a halfway house in Miami and Canada. We don't let one die, then the back and then box it to Panama. I going to Panama. I got to go to Panama. What is it they have over there? They think we just gone there. Some say that it's gone with some say that this is a thousand. Then talking about million. Then talking about 1 million. I don't like no talk, you see no talk, I just chip up and then it's fine. So you sing and all your warm up like DC9. Warm it up, man. Warm up DC9. That's a wildfire.
Even the DC9 they thief money with. Eric Williams was a dog. Eric Williams was a rabid, stink and dirty dog. Everybody that Eric Williams bring anywhere near government thief. They have men who are PNM, they PNM till they're dead, that own mountains in Santa Cruz, that borrow money to the Agriculture Development Bank and never pay back a single cent. Lenny Sate, that get a Trinity Cross, or Trinity, what are they calling it now? Wherever the national order was forgiven millions of dollars that was taken to fix Southland Mall. This country has been abused and raped by politicians from the PNM and the UNC. And all Bastille Pandey was doing, he was holding back, boy. And he was waiting. I want to get in there and do what PNM do. And PNM wanted to do what the English was doing. And that is just rob and rape and plunder this blessed country. It's like the Congress of the People. The Congress of the People stunned for all you. Dukaran want awards. Dukaran want to go in there and get awards. Dukaran have questions to answer. These stunting jackasses that posture for you and pose for you and pretend to be people that give a shit about people. I used to go every Sunday and sit down in the Congress of the People and listen to them fight and argue. When the People's Partnership was in government, Congress of the People had one problem. We ain't getting enough state boards. We ain't getting enough URPs. We ain't getting enough CPEPs. We ain't getting share. Them didn't want to fight Manning because Manning was a criminal. Them wanted to fight Manning so they could take the ball for themselves. The UNC, stink and dirty, and today insulted me by floating a document that said I was interested in being anything to do with that madness. Listener, I was on the radio this week and an old man calling, crying, begging me to join up with the UNC. I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago, I will cut my beating heart out my chest before I ever engage either of those two criminal organizations. My greatest prayer, Father in heaven, hear me. Give us the opportunity to bring these sons of bitches to justice. As watch them in the eye, posing in the Porsche Cayenne, the wife dripping in jewelry, stolen from the treasury that forced that poor black woman to have to go and steal food to feed her family. And we playing in this country that we know what we're talking about. Some of us are hypocrites. Some of us that talk one talk for one side and we have another talk for another side. You can't have two tongues. You have to have one style, one fashion. You have to have one core belief, or you're a hypocrite. And what does Jesus Christ call them? Broods of tight vipers and empty tombs. We are going nowhere as a nation, and we're going there fast. We're going there fast. The truth of the matter is, nothing is going to change in this country until we stop calling shit sugar and sugar shit. Until we know for a fact that the people of this country is its most important resource. And every asset last night I couldn't sleep, boy, because and I had to wake up to check and see the time I write this post. It was 4 o'clock in the morning and I see my partner Wayne still take it and he go on with it too. And I like that. Wayne is my boy, you know. Gary's my boy, Wayne is my boy. Gary and Wayne are getting along right now, but that's cool. They both of them have a good heart. I want to tell you what I wrote this morning. 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock this morning, I can't sleep. Boy, there are lawyers in this country diligently shielding against any scrutiny the mass transfer of public assets, money, equity, buildings, companies, property, Petrochem, TSTT, the thief and all. And the lawyer's work is to hide it. The lawyer's work is to hide it because you're living in a country where the government sanction it. These are my financiers. Thief! Thief! UNC Kamla there, thief! Rowley there, thief, boy, thief! AV Oil, thief! Thief till you can't done, thief! Kwame sent a next pre-action protocol letter because, well, he said he want to send a pre-action protocol letter. He sent me an email. Kwame, you know all the places to find me. You know how to beating in Maria's. Bring this one and come. Because I asked, how could the chairman of EMBD, who is the chairman of Nutramix Feeds, give himself as chairman of Nutramix Feeds 100 acres of state land from EMBD that he is chairman of? And nobody ring a bell. Nobody asked to see the transparency. Who else was waiting for land? Because, brother, you can't take a state appointment and give land to yourself. And I don't care if you gave that land to yourself when you was there for UNC or PNM. It matters not. You all need to understand what is integrity. There are lawyers in this country diligently shielding against any scrutiny of the mass transfer of public assets. I have a friend, she's a real estate agent, and she's only be calling me and telling me, this one just get his change of use. You have 2 acres to sell. You want it? You could put houses on it now. Farmland. Caroni farmland. Caroni farmland. Sell it to them for $150 an acre. Change of use. Like Landate and Tobago. Big money. There are lawyers in this country diligently shielding against any scrutiny of the mass transfer of public assets into private hands by legal and state contract via pre-action protocol threats, nuisance, defamation lawsuits, and other legal action, and are hard at work attempting to press the very administration of justice in this country into the service of protecting those who are, for all intents and purposes, misappropriating and otherwise receiving public property under the most questionable of circumstances. These legal strong-arm maneuvers serve one purpose. Stefan Rees, I see that you're scratching to play where I just play. You're a fellow that I like, you know. Come and play at this level, Stefan. Come up here. Let him hear you talk. You see how they fire Garth Christopher? Me and Garth, we could fall out over Garth and Gary and one shot, one kill fighting. No problem. Gary's my friend, Garth is my friend. Stefan, start to talk. Let Chinley and Stuart Young and them fire you from Synergy. Have some integrity. That you want to get hard, you want to reach where I am, come up here. These legal strong-arm maneuvers serve one purpose: to dissuade and prevent important questions being asked that would expose these activities and force those charged with safeguarding the public purse to actually do their jobs. You're a financier. This is the game in Trinidad and Tobago. You're a financier, you finance a political party. The political party like a thief. Kamla, Keith, Manning, Pandey, thief. The Piarco Airport was theft. Ish and Steve get away with theft. Section 34 was Kamla coming into office, having her team write a law to free Pandey's financiers for thieving, for Piarco. Brian Stone, who is still a UNC activist, posting that he lined up in immigration and he begs. And I want to tell Brian, UNC spent $1.4 billion building that. Where do you think the money coming from to operate it? Where do you think the money coming from to operate it? Line up, take jam. Take jam. The real problem is the permanent secretaries and the people in public office, oversight office that you're not hearing from, whose job is to say, hey, we need to examine that transaction. In the United States, there's something called antitrust laws and anti-monopoly laws and anti-corruption laws. Himself to himself can't happen. When you take a chance and make them kind of transactions, you better know how to distance arm's length. Because if they have any way to connect you to the appointment of the person who gave the deal to you, you and them making a jail. We in a country where the government and the people who are supposed to oversee the government is one and the same. And the people who are doing the thieving at that level is one and the same. So priest, pundit, imam, everybody jumping in the same band. Or you see what's going on? So the prime minister and all his ministers and his whole cabinet and the whole parliament, because Kamla can't be calling out people for thieving under Rowley that she had thieving under her. Same people. Same people. People ask me, Philip, how is it possible that lawyers getting briefs to sue Calco for Maracas under PNM? And the PNM give Calco the contract for Manzanilla. How is that possible, Phil? How is that possible? Because we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have failed. 700,000 of us will watch Trevor, what's his name, Sayers, shit on a toilet. Because we are fools. They've broken us in our minds. So once we could post on Facebook, I did. Oh God, this one make me laugh. You see, we make asses of ourselves to fit in. We are so afraid of standing up and standing out that any kind of bullshit, even if you don't agree with the bullshit, you're going to stand with it and you're going to go with the shit because you're afraid. And that's what they've taken advantage of. They've taken advantage of the fact that most of us are too damn coward to stand up when everybody all over Facebook, we need to do like France. Miss me with that bullshit. It don't have to be a we. I remember watching this woman, Joyce Meyer. She said a man walked up to her after her seminar. He said, girl, I so moved. If I win the lottery tomorrow, I bring in all that money and hand it to you. She tell him, if you wouldn't give me the $20 in your pocket now, you ain't give me that $2 million then. And she right. Trinidadians looking for other people to stand up so they could sit down home and write asterisk, eating popcorn, asterisk. I want to look on. I don't want to get involved. I want to be able to say and tell people, like some of these kumbaya jackasses have all the answers in the world, but they're far, far away from the consequences of standing up. When Philip Edward Alexander stands up and talk, he puts his life at risk. I walk past Panini LSD today and 4 little Syrian boys, one dropping sandwich. I don't know that I have that impact on them. I don't want to be somebody that when people see me, they get scared. That is not my role. What I want is a better Trinidad and Tobago. When I said to Trinidad and Tobago, you have to understand what Gary Griffith is trying to do. The message that Gary Griffith is trying to send. I know, I grew up in a rowdy home. And I know when father reach and pull out a belt, whether you is the one doing the wrong or not, you get 2 on your back. Everybody quiet. And sometimes it comes down to discipline is more important than right and wrong here. The country is making international news for 10,000 murders. Come on, man. Come on. We can't stop right now. When you look at that man, Gary Griffith, I want to tell Wayne, you're my partner boy, Wayne Sturge. I tell people in Trinidad and Tobago, if I make government, I want Wayne Sturge as the Attorney General. He's the only one I trust with that job. Wayne, you and Gary fighting. I want to explain something to you, Wayne. Gary Griffith is literally putting his life on the line. All that talk you hear Gary talking, bravado, I'm telling you, he is sleeping well at night. This country has too many strapped and packing criminals, sending pictures on the man WhatsApp, sending threats to him and his wife and his family. None of us, not one of us, not me, not Garth Christopher, not Wayne Sturge, none of us prepared, not Rowley, not Kamala, none of them, none of these stunters in the politics, none of them prepared to stand up against the tsunami of criminality in this country. I hear it inside the PNM. They vex now. Gary get too popular too quick. What all you thought all you was appointing? You thought you would appoint a man to do the job, but when he do the job, you Faris and you Stuart would come and press all your heads against him in videos and the media will think all you was involved in it. Gary's a man for the show. It must go with him. All the goodwill is his and all your vex now. And I'm glad, I'm laughing at y'all. I'm laughing at y'all. Because I was there with Gary. I'd stay quiet, you know. I was there with Gary from the start. When the same PNM used to pay people to bad talk and call him Garrulous Gary, I was there standing with him. Now, again, I want to say, Gary is not a madman. But the message has to be clear, especially following on the failure of Best Actor in a drama series, Stephen Williams. Following on him and his lukewarm career as Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith has to send a message that you can't read in the papers, because a lot of these fellas who strap in and pack in and pepper in, they don't read and them don't buy papers. But them just hear and them can understand sound bites. You see, that's why brands, you hear that concept, brands? It's not a word, it's an image. When they're talking brands, they give you an image and a color and a design that people who are illiterate could recognize as a picture and choose that brand. They just understand that. Gary know how to work that. Gary gave them sound bites. Gary telling the police, listen, this is not a time for y'all to be confused. It is listen, we have bulls and elephants and hippopotamus and rhinoceros in the China shop. And we're trying to get everybody out without breaking anything. But it's going to be impossible. Things going and break. Some people who packing and strapping and pelting butler police, some of them are going to lose their lives stupidly, forfeit it to play the ass until the message gets spread throughout that whole criminal class. And I ain't saying, so don't come at me and talk about, but what about the white collar? Or they don't talk about white collar more than me. Or they don't talk about contract mafia more than me. So stay in all your lane. Or they don't talk about 1% more than me. So don't come to lecture friggin' me until all they ready to stand up and speak up and talk out. Miss me with your bullshit. Come back to this. We're dealing with one thing at a time. We're chewing one thing that's on the plate at a time. And we're dealing with this level of crime in the country that has gone out of control. Nobody safe. Nobody. Not even Ada Abud Polony behind she 2 gates and all she gulag camera that she and Lindsay Gillett set up outside Bishop. The thief Bishop. The thief the whole road. They put up gates and say, we taking this? It was like when Gita Saka realized that Dupree and them was looting Clico, she wrote herself a check for $25 million and put it in the drawer. Gita Saka, corporate secretary, was to make a jail. I mean, you are the corporate secretary. That means your job is to protect the company from looting, and you loot it. Where Gita? Where Gita? But all of this is all we have to talk about these things, because we are not going to fix this country if we're confused. We have to sing from one hymnal. We have to say, Gary. Because I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago, Gary's my boy, all you know that. And I am the only person who stood up against Keith Rowley, benefiting from it. And I told him, until you apologize to Gary for email gate, you're a stunting jackass, Keith Rowley. But I'm glad that it come back and it biting him, because he had to beg and hope that he could pose with Gary for elections. Don't work so. It don't work so, friend. And we need to get the country back to a state of order. You cannot have a situation where under no circumstances. I have partners who is police. I line up with a partner the other day, line up for food, and I make a mistake and I tell obscene language and he say, hey, I stand up here in uniform. And I'm a partner. But he right. And I say, boy, sorry about that, yes. And you have to understand, you can be the baddest jackass in town to play. You and your thugs raining bottle on police. You see how that one shot, one kill, and all bottle rest down? You see that? Now I am saying the Trinidad and Tobago on the flip side of that, because I am the strongest advocate. You can't just have vinegar, you have to have honey. You have to go into these hotspots and at-risk communities with a massive social development program to give these people hope and opportunity outside of criminality. That woman should have never reached to the point where thieving from stink and dirty Massey was her only hope. That sandwich and that juice hurt me. I want to go and pay for it for her. I want to go and line up in stink and dirty Massey and pay for that juice and that sandwich and give it to her and say, come baby, come. Come, eat your sandwich. Drink your juice. We become a dirty, nasty, broken, heartless, we have no more compassion. We stunting and pissing down on people, laughing at them. The first person who posted that, I said, this is what you all have become. Do better, Trinidad and Tobago. And the flow of comments after that was people who was afraid because they was ganging up on this woman. But when people see that I went and I say, hey, this how brave you are to kick a woman when she down, laugh and joke at her, you know her story. What happens if this become your story tomorrow? What happens if your child wake up with a stiff neck and you go by the doctor and 3 weeks later you find out it's leukemia and you sell everything you own and the child's still there and you end up homeless and jobless and you have no money and you're owing $400,000 to the hospital? And as you get your security baton stolen and your KFC floor mopping money, you're just going out and you're hungry. We have lost the ability to look past the bullshit and see the human. And that is hurting me. And it is angering me. Because that is why we are how we are as a nation. We are this way because they've taught us how to fight each other so that they could make a way with everything. Somebody tell me today, all this bullshit about that inspection sticker is distraction. You think I don't know that? But I reached the point where I am focused, laser focused on raising the people's awareness as to their rights, giving them back their courage, helping them stand up. Just stand up, wake up, speak up. I just want that. So come election time, I want them to tell me, boy Phil, I'm trying with you, I'm trying with you. Don't let me down, because I'm coming to stand up against you. That's what we want. Don't be no sycophant. People could tell you in the Progressive Empowerment Party, the people who just come and try and suck up under me, they don't get to talk to me. I don't have yes men around me. My inner circle is 8 of the hardest people to deal with. That's going to that conversation sometimes and say, boy, what you doing yourself, boy? But I know their hearts and their minds and what they in it for. And that together, like fingers make a fist, we together strong. 2 years old, we've watched so many people jump out themselves to tell us they know it better, they could do it better, they're going to show we. And they may last as long as the Red House fire. We watch parties launch, CNC3, Nicholas Sabgan News Network jumping out themselves, tripping over themselves to get them coverage. Drying up like 5-cent shave ice in hot sun. And the Progressive Empowerment Party is going to be 2 years old on the 18th of January. On the 19th, we are having a massive celebration in San Fernando. Why San Fernando? 2 reasons. When we launched in January 2017, the second meeting we had was at Joel D'Souza's place in San Fernando on February 3rd, 2017. February 3rd or February 4th, I can't remember. We are doing that again, but we're doing it with a twist. We are opening our second national office, our South Regional Office, that has all the 10 southern constituencies under its belt, so we can start to open satellite offices. When we have that meeting on the 19th, come south, come and meet caretakers and shadow MPs. We're telling you, this is your PNM, that is your UNC, this is your PEP. Call your PEP and I bet you get better service than both of them and them getting paid to do it. The Progressive Empowerment Party is the only political party in this country built on ideology, philosophy, strong plans and policy. We are insulated from the contract mafia and we don't take a cent from the 1%. Trinidad and Tobago has in its hands right now, for a brief moment in time, Trinidad and Tobago has the opportunity to stand up and rescue itself. We are here. I am here. All of them come at me. What they didn't do me, they have been caught, they threatened my life. What they ain't do, they defame my name, they scandalize me. Reams of documents. When I went in the court, and I showed the judge something fatso, a file of just printouts. You know, that is defamation against me. And that was one man. One PNM sycophant, a former youth army leader of the PNM. Just one. Fat file so. That's just one. PNM forking out money. You want to damage Philip, but they stop that now. Because when they come at Philip, like them kind of talk, in the crowd, Just fall on them like a ton of bricks. Shut your ass. You know what you're talking about. You can't be doing that. Come and talk to the people. Every Saturday we open. Every Saturday we have an open mic. You have balls and belly and backbone. Come. If you really think that the man do what you think that he say he do, come and say it to your face. Come. It's open to everybody. The only political party in the country's history that has a political meeting every single week open to the public. The only one. The PNM has never done it. The UNC has never done it. We've suffered a media blackout that backfired. No, the media that dig a pit for us, falling in it. I tell Trinidad and Tobago, they have no way. Sabga News Network, CN 2020. No way. It will be Nicholas Sabga and 2 security guards left in that Guardian building. Watch and see. But you and I have a conversation to have. You and I have a responsibility to ourselves. It's not going to come and fix it. It's we had to fix it ourselves. We had to look into our friend's eyes and say, friend, you're talking shit. You're believing nonsense. You're parroting foolishness. You are working diligently in your own demise. When you support the things that are damaging you, when you are fighting your rescuers and choosing to drown, when you pushing away the doctor and saying, give me the cancer, how we could help? You have a responsibility to yourself. Whether you are black, Indian, white, Chinese, Syrian, whatever your creed, Shouter Baptist, Pentecostal, Muslim, Hindu, it don't matter, Orisha, them things don't matter. The dividers are not as important as what unites us. And what unites us is this flag. And one people under one flag is unstoppable, unmovable, and unbreakable. And that's what we have to come to. We have to say, I am a Trinbagonian first, and I'll support that party. Or I'll support that party, I'll support that movement. But I am a Trinbagonian first. So don't come in any public office with my vote to mess with my flag, because you will deal with me. That's why the song say, if it is you that put them there, vote them out. If it's you that went and stained your finger to give them the chance in office, have the decency, have the courage of your convictions and the integrity to stand up and say, my choice failed, next. That's where we need to go. And until we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, stand together and stand firm and stand brave, we're going nowhere. We're going nowhere. There is a criminal contractocracy. There are unethical lawyers and accountants and greedy businessmen and corrupt politicians that have ruined this country. That woman with she bread and she juice, she ain't Trinidad's problem. She ain't Trinidad's problem. Solving her needs is Trinidad's problem, and solving her needs by undoing the white-collar criminality that have destroyed this country. That is what we're supposed to be dealing with. The rest of it is all talk and bullshit, and you can miss me with that. Trust me with that. The song start, don't forget tomorrow at 2 p.m. 19 Stanmore Avenue, PEP headquarters. We meet. Come out in your numbers. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring mama, bring papa, bring the children, bring the neighbors. You pass somebody in the street and them know where they're going, bring them too. Those who want to bring cake and juice, something to share, we love that, because everything we get, we share. Fishes and loaves every Saturday. Come and join us. Stand together, stand up. Come out tomorrow. We are 2 o'clock at 19 Stanmore Avenue. If you're unsure, be sure. We want to meet you. We want to see you. We want you there. voting.
Vote them out.
What does fail beyond a doubt mean? Fail beyond a doubt means when you hire a grocery packer, stunting jackass from food masters like Rohan Senanan, and you make him the Minister of Works and Transport. Works have one job: pave the nation's roads, fix the sidewalks and the pavements, and keep the water flowing in the drain. All three, you fail. Fire that jackass. When that jackass precipitated the madness that's going on with the inspection situation right now, fire him for his stupidity. All those people who want to talk about Trini and me last minute, and you know we last minute, lead because you know. Lead like you know. Because all we have to tell you is this, that we promote and advertise the same way you promote and advertise everything else, that starting January the 1st, when you go to renew your insurance, you are going to have an inspection sticker. Because if you don't have your sticker, you can't get insurance. And if you get caught driving without insurance, we will take away your driver's permit and impound your car. So people ain't want that kind of bacchanal. But they ain't do that. You see, that $5,000 is what they want. The $300 is $800,000 car. By $300, about $45 million. They want that bad. But what they want more than anything is that $5,000. Because that whole band of stunting jackasses, them, that cabinet, keep Rowley and the fools and the jesters and the clowns, and Rowie, Imbert, Shamfa, Hotchkop, which is jump and skip. That's what she say in sports. She said jump and skip and I play tennis, so maybe I could be the Minister of Sport. The Minister of Finance, the Minister of Agriculture. Again, they're raiding the forest, killing out the people, killing out the endangered animals. The second largest armed force in this country is the Pradier Larceny Squad. Where them? Guarding Clarence House? This is a mad-ass government, incapable of doing anything, failed at everything. Nothing works in Trinidad and Tobago.
Vote them out. If it is the proven to be your equal amount, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that
Change must come about, just as how you vote them in.
vote them out.
All 41,
Register and vote them.
red and yellow,
Vacancy, vote
PNM and UNC,
finger and vote
fire them.
Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power.
Terminate the rain.
Let's put our country together again.
If for 30 years you're voting them in, and it's only tears as soon as they win. They give you big words to enslave your soul, promising you roads and giving potholes. The Minister of Works and Transport wants to be the man that delivers this country into law and order, that everybody needs to do what is right and go and get their stickers for their cars, and there will be no more further. But I want to ask him, brother, you have a bigger responsibility than that. Before you come out here trying to make the nation's cars roadworthy, why don't make the roads car-worthy? And everybody asking that question, and it's a fact. But this is what is causing the problem. And I want you to listen to the first verse of this song.
I visit Parliament chamber, witness an orchestra, a band, band, band of only politicians rated their performance and style, talent and endurance, a band, band, band of parliamentarians. All Symphony, G.O.P., MSJ, and JAC&D. Political symphony. Stop taking it cool. Don't be playing for a fool. They're using race as a tool to divide, conquer, and rule. Just be like a bull. The race that they always pull. Off the road, off the road, off the road.
And that's the point. And that's the point. Race politics has been used to divide and rule you. It's been fooling you for 56 years. Eric Williams said Massa Day done while cracking the whip on Massa subjects back. It took a black power uprising to march against Eric Williams for black people to benefit from independence in this country. We have to remember our history, and we have to see and know the PNM and the UNC. And as we hear all them talking all this shit, UNC people saying PNM people don't break apart. Where did the DAC come from? Or the ONR? All that come from inside the PNM. Carl Hudson Phillips and the ONR was a PNM. Robbie was Eric Williams' right-hand man. Where do you think them come from? All that is PNM. And the ONR became the NAR that begat the UNC. Kamla was a NAR that is now the UNC. Kamla political roots is the PNM.
If they are the reason why the economy goes round, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the building eyesight,
East, west, north, and south.
if it's you that vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. Totally vote them out. State no finger and vote them out. Rescue the country, vote them out. Vote them out with tempo.
They have we in play.
Let's put our country
Fire them.
together again.
Fire all 41. Fire them.
Joy as we pray.
Don't hold back.
Let's put our country together again. If their policy
It's a fallacy, heterocracy, a catastrophe. If they cannot cope and you see it so, then your only hope is for them to go.
If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout,
When you're voting,
vote them out, vote them out. If it is a frustration, that's make you want to shout. When you're voting, vote them out, vote them out.
before they just use out, thief out, sell out, and mix out. If it's you who vote them in.
Vote them out.
To all the people who have modified vehicles in this backward dinosaur country, to all the people who are driving 4x4 vehicles, who rescued so many people when the flood, when the army couldn't find their keys and the government couldn't find their role if they had a map and a flashlight, the 4x4 crew that worked with us, that got food and supplies to people cut off and stranded. If you are members of the 4x4 fraternity that is being terrorized by this failed and reprehensible Neanderthal backward dinosaur government, come and meet with us. I told you all, organize yourselves into an association and sue the state. You will see the power of the courts and you will see the power of the people. It is time for the people to stand up. And you, the people who are in the 4x4 community, who spend your money and modify your vehicles and put it to use for the nation for free, you need representation too. Come to Progressive Empowerment Party headquarters tomorrow at 2 p.m. Those of you who don't know, on the 19th of January at 6 p.m., we are having a massive launch of our South office that will open our South regional office to coincide with the celebration of our 2nd anniversary. Somebody send an invitation for Inchan Ishmael. Let him get a heart attack and drop down. That stunting son of a gun. Somebody say the son of an alupil. That fool that has been dogging us, that has been insulting us, that tries so hard. He was in every single political party and they shit him out. That little political terrorist Inchan Ishmael. Send an invite for him. Let him see. I want my detractors. When I say yesterday, someday this week I say, friend of me is leaving my wall. People fighting, it cause a riot. We want to stay. It's like the hunters who killing all the ibis, saying we know it's a crime, but the fine too high. If you don't like me and you don't support me, why are you my friend on Facebook? It doesn't make sense. My wall open to the public. Everybody could see it. You don't have to be my friend to see everything that's going on. Why you need to be my Facebook friend? Let us reserve that limited 5,000 for people who actually give a shit about me.
Register and vote them all of them. See your finger and vote them all. Them on the system, vote them all.
Them on the
Put them
system.
out in Scarborough and in Port of Spain.
Inchan is a bottom.
Together again.
Inchan is a flame bottom.
And in Lord of men, let's put our country together again.
People must come first. Citizens by right. None of we here was yellow, black, or white. Food, shelter, and clothes. Free movement and speech. A garden that grows. And one door for each. And that is why, to the people who do not understand why I am standing against the government's mishandling of the inspection, it is not that we are against law and order. It is not that we don't want roadworthy vehicles on the road, but we want you to treat the people of this country like the bosses that they are. They are the people responsible for you having office. Treat them with dignity and respect. Don't run roughshod over them. Don't terrorize them. Don't send the media to say all kind of nonsense like do it or we will take your car and we will fine and take your money. Say that bullshit. They vote you into office. Your job exists because of them.
If it is your politics,
It's just a puppy show. When elections day come, all 41 bandits must go.
register and vote them all. If
All.
you can see, say no finger and
Vote them out.
show them no mercy.
Fire them.
Vote them out with total scorn and utter mistake. Let's put our country together again.
And it was never about me. And I could give a fly's fart in a hurricane who like me and who hate me. It was never about me. It's when I driving down the road and I see a car stall and it's jump out and push. I ain't checking to see who driving the car, who own the car, where the car come from. The car somebody that push. If you pass somebody they're hungry and you have an election, get them. You ain't checking to see who they matter, which boat they come from. That is not how we're supposed to operate. And it was never about me. I don't need no work. I don't need no job. I don't need no contract. I ain't looking for no pips. I ain't like Raul and them. I don't need to go in the oval and interfere with people cheer on. I'm not like that. I don't need girls to be calling me up late at night and then journalists, Barbie dolls, linking me to go and drinking Hyatt. Come on, that's not me. You all know me. That's not my style. It was never about me. It was always about Trinidad and Tobago. If you want a better country, I serve a purpose. Right now, that is my job. I serve a purpose. As soon as we're in a situation where somebody better could come along, they will serve the purpose. All we want is a better country, a better Trinidad and Tobago. So we could grow old without having to go and live in a next man country. And like my brother and my niece and nephews who living in a next man country and all the other people who want to come home, let's make this blessed paradise on earth a first world nation so they could come back home. Trinidad and Tobago is supposed to be the best country on planet Earth. We could still make it so. All we need to do is get rid of the cancer of the PNM and the UNC. We have to do it. We have a responsibility. The Progressive Empowerment Party will usher in a new political era where real political parties founded of the people, by the people, you will choose, you will stand up, you will become emboldened and brave because you will see that this is what courage does. This is what care and compassion and civic-minded and patriotism does. And this is what all of us have to do. This is our role and our responsibility in this democracy. Anywhere that you're packing up to leave and run to at some point in history, those people have to fight to right-size their country. It is time for us to do it to Trinidad and Tobago so that our children and our children's children could grow up in a nice place to live. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. we meet PEP headquarters, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Come and join us. This is our first public meeting for 2019. They will be sharing whatever refreshments we have. We share with everybody as usual. There's an open mic. Come and vent your spleen. Come and meet the team. Come and see what this is about, and you'll be surprised at some of the people that are already peppers, because we're growing at a clip. And I know that's what's worrying them. On one side they're attacking me, on the next side they're saying we want Janeway Party. The same PNM trolls and sycophants that jam in Philip, jam him, would kill to see Rowley walk me on a stage and raise my hand in a red jersey. They would sell them mother for that because they go say, we win. We win. I had to tell a sycophant to call in on the radio show who tell me I lose my deposit when I run as an independent. I say, you know, when Rowley spit in Manning's face and call Manning a old thief, if Rowley had jumped out the PNM and run as an independent, he'd have lost his deposit too, because he wouldn't have benefit from the HDC voter padding that Diego Martin West is. And I know what I went up against. So don't give me the bullshit. Know that you benefited from criminality and hush. At least have some decency. 347-4PEP is the hotline. peptrinbago@gmail.com is our primary email address. peptt.com is our website. Pep app, PEP is the Pep app. Just now, we will be able to say that the Progressive Empowerment Party is located, headquarters, 19 Stanmore Avenue, South Regional Office, X, Tumpuna Road, Arima, Barataria, 10th Avenue, Central, Tobago. Just now you'll be hearing all of those addresses added to this spiel that is after giving the end of a live video. We are 3 hours, 9 to 12, Monday and Wednesday, myself and my wingman, Deputy Political Leader Tony Defoe. We are on 104.7 every Monday, every Wednesday from 9 to 12 with other members of the PEP. Bring in the fire. And it's time for that. It's time to embolden the people and stand up. I want to give a big shout out to my Toronto team, to Joan and Anthony Sinenan and your whole crew. And I'm sorry that your crew get too big. I want to give me a list. But that Toronto team, brilliant. They're doing a massive job. Thank you for the barrels that you all sent to help us set up the office. We appreciate it greatly. To the New York team that opened our first international office, Chester, Challoner, and Denise. To the Florida team that are doing human service, that building yourselves out and getting ready. To the British team, we have a team in the UK, Simon and Chelsea going over there to join with them and help build out that party. To all of the international teams, thank you very, very much for all the work you do. I'd like to also acknowledge, as I'm here with you now, that there are teams in this party that need to be acknowledged for all the work they do. And I would like to acknowledge Sean Sunarine, Deputy Political Leader, who handles the human resource of the Progressive Empowerment Party. Sean, you're a man that I respect. Dave Jagroup, you all know him as Dave Lux. Oh my God, I'm missing your partner here. I called you today on the phone because you're still banned from Facebook, but make sure when you're coming in that office tomorrow. Shari Wilson is the party organizer. This woman is a force of nature. We had people before occupy this position, but we didn't know how the position was supposed to be operated. And Shari came along, and then her second in command, Michelle Davis. Well, Michelle, she's lighting up the pages of all the newspapers together with Simon Wright. I see Simon Wright, Chelsea, throw out an article too. They're doing human service. Satish Ramsaran, well, we call him Chinese boy. He not Chinese name, but he look like a Chinese. Satish is our man of business. He's the inner workings of the party now, and he's helping head of finance together with Felicia Holder, who is our chairman, and Felicia is the queen of the party. Richard Blaze, National Security Advisor. He is shadow MP for Diego Martin West, and the man that we setting up against Rowley. And Marie Dulal, Party Research Officer. Janice Lemon Cricky, the party. That crew will be at 19 Stanmore Avenue tomorrow. Again, interruptions with the broadcast, because tonight all you get notifications like they take the eye off me and free us up. So we get a nice broadcast and we get notifications. Philip is live. Then all of a sudden they realize, wait, now Philip there. Start to jam him again. There are other people too that I need to also mention as we come into the second anniversary. Anne-Marie Dulal, Ian Griffith, Harry Hunt. Those three people that stuck together with me did the work. Kaifa Michael Modest. Kaifa is one of the humblest guys, I hope that's a word, that you will ever meet, and he deserves accolades for all the work that he did. There was a time when all the different organizations in this party, Kaifa was the man handling everything, and he used to get it done. And Kaifa, we need to acknowledge you. There's a management team also that need to get acknowledged as well. Our communications team, the work that you all do. Shanna, Melissa, I don't have enough words to tell you thanks for the human service that you pay this party. Akil Camps is our resource officer. Some people don't like to have their names called right now, so I won't. Demily Jaikaran, she's events manager. And Keisha Lewis, head of the women's arm. Christoph Samlal, who was a deputy political leader, is taking up the responsibility of the youth arm. Kenneth Luke, chair of the advisory council. Lima McLeod Wilkinson, who is still deputy political leader. Maya Khan, she's our social media and online manager. And that's and Usha Debedin, now our treasurer. We have a lot of other people and a lot of other members. I wanted to single out all of these people that are called tonight, but there are a lot more. The advisory council, the women's arm, the youth arm, all of the teams, the ops thread, all of the teams that do the work. Christian De Leon, Daniel Jackson, these people that work so hard for this party. Teresa Marquez, these people that work so hard for this party. Anne Punwa, Anne, I hope you're recovering from your broken collarbone. Everybody, please keep Anne in your prayers. Kevin De Freitas, who now blazing up on Platinum 103, is a pepper. We have some real nice, good and decent people. And if you have the time tomorrow to come and join us, we are at 19 Stanmore Avenue from 2 p.m. If you would like to be part of a team, any of those teams that I just spoke about, message me, message Felicia, message Janice, message any of the team, and come on board. Yeah? The Progressive Empowerment Party. All of the politics you never knew you always needed. And we are on target to rescue Trinidad and Tobago. The mission is to inform, educate, and empower to get us to one people under one flag. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.